my name is Alyssa Cook, and today I will be talking to you guys about interpersonal conflict. As Kenneth K. once said, conflict is neither good or bad. Properly managed, it's absolutely vital. Conflict is something that we see in our everyday lives. You're not going to avoid it unless you live in a hole in the ground somewhere, which I don't think that's the case. And trust me, honestly, sometimes I really wish I did, because there are some arguments that I just don't want to be in. That reminds me, just the other day, actually, I had an argument in my house that really showed me how conflict is so relevant in everyday society. And this brings me to what I'll be talking to you guys about today. First of all, what is conflict? Some common conflict issues and how to manage conflict effectively. So first of all, what is conflict? In the book of Essential of Human Communication by Joseph A. DeVito, interpersonal conflict is a disagreement between or among connected individuals. Conflict occurs when people are interdependent, their goals are incompatible, or they are seen as interfering with the other person's goals. So the higher the interdependency is, the more likely that conflict is going to arise. As Jacqueline Jean T. once said in the article, What is Conflict? Conflict is an unavoidable aspect of everyday life. Whether it be with your life, yourself, or an organization, conflict is an inevitable aspect of life experience. Understanding how it starts and how it escalates goes a long way towards knowing how to use it to your advantage. Which leads me into some common conflict issues. Some common conflict issues, they can be really determined by the individual that you are speaking to. So for example, if you have a conflict with your family member, that's going to be a lot different than if you were to have conflict in the workplace or with your everyday peers. Even a total stranger, those are all going to be different types of conflict. Denise Stern, in the article 7 Types of Conflict, gives us 7 of the most common conflicts. The first one would be relationships. So this would be conflicts with your friends or your family members, and they're often caused by miscommunication, disagreements on behavior or emotions. Interests. This would be disagreements or a type of competition where the needs of one are ignored over the needs of another thing. The third one would be values. And this would be individuals raised in different types of cultures or religions. Obviously, that is going to differ from somebody else, and that could lead to conflict as well. The fifth one would be personality. So this would be your individuality. You're different from somebody else. So obviously, you guys could have clashing opinions. The sixth one, style, your way of doing something. That is different from somebody else's way of doing something. For example, if you lived with someone and they clean the house a certain way and you clean the house another way, their way could really make you tick. And the last one, ethics, what you believe in, what you stand for. It's different from somebody else's ethics. According to Essentials of Human Communication by Joseph A. DeVito, when you find a personal habit of a partner to be annoying or inconsiderate, this is called a social allergen. As unique as humans are, we are always going to find social allergens among our peers. And this is why it's important to learn how to properly manage conflict. The University of Notre Dame provides us with the article, The 5 Styles of Conflict Resolution, informing us that those who have proper conflict resolution training understand how to diffuse the situation and reach an agreement that satisfies all parties. The first step in conflict resolution is understanding the various types of conflict. One of the first ones is avoiding conflict. So this would be totally acting like the disagreement never happened, just, leaving it at that. The second one would be giving in. So this is accommodating the other person's interest, totally giving in, backing down, letting them win per se. And the third one would be standing your ground. So this is going back and forth until you win that argument. Sometimes I'm really good at this. The fourth one would be compromising, and this is looking for common ground. This is getting to managing the conflict more effectively, but sometimes the person compromising might use passive-aggressive tactics, so you might want to be aware of that. And then the last one, collaborating. This method plays a huge role within conflict resolution. This requires to listen to their side as well as them listening to your side, so you're making sure that each person's needs are met. And this is one of the most effective way of conflict management. Again, taken from Essentials of Human Communication by DeVito, you want to practice argumentativeness instead of being verbally aggressive. He explains that this is a quality to be cultivated rather than avoided, and it refers to your willingness to argue for a point of view, your tendency to speak your mind on significant issues. Some ways to do this would be treat disagreements as objectively as possible. Center your arguments on someone's issues rather than their personalities. Allow the other person to state their position fully. So listen to them, hear them out. Don't interrupt them, let them finish what they are saying. Stress equality. You want to make the other person feel like they are equal with you, so not less of something. Express interest. Don't be on your phone, don't be twirling your hair. Show that you are actually interested in their conversation. Avoid getting over emotional, so don't just start crying when they're talking to you, or you punching walls because you don't like what they're saying. And never humiliate that person. Now learning what conflict is, some common conflict issues, and how to manage conflict effectively, we are ready to apply this in our everyday lives. So think of a conflict that you might have had this week or even today, and think of how that conflict could have went differently applying some of these methods. Thank you.